Egal, wir gucken jetzt einfach mal. I won MR.BEASTS $1 Million YouTuber Challenge von JaidenAnimations. Logischerweise ein Like. Junge, schon 6 Millionen Aufrufe. Ich meine, wir ignorieren jetzt einfach mal komplett, was generell bei MR.BEASTS gerade als abgeht, weil hier geht es nicht um MR.BEAST, hier geht es um Jaiden. Also habe ich richtig Bock, weil Videos von Jaiden immer gut.
Carl Jacobs popped up in my DMs asking if I wanted to be in MR.BEAST's upcoming video. I'll be honest, my gut reaction was fear. MR.BEAST has basically become YouTube's own mad scientist. He can snap his fingers and shape reality at this point. Despite part of me thinking
Ich möchte sagen, diese Aussage mit den momentanen Informationen, die wir haben, irgendwo passt das.
I should just stay in the comfort of my own home. I felt really honored to be invited and kind of just wanted to show up, say hi, and then realistically go home within the first round of eliminations. I accepted the ominous invitation, and before I knew it, was flying to North Carolina being handed a custom uniform, all before even knowing what I actually just signed up for. I didn't even know if there was a prize for the winner at this point. Walking into the green room, I was expecting to not know anyone, but to my relief, I saw a lot of familiar faces. I even used this time to ask MatPat what it was like to meet Scott Cawthorn, and he told me FNAF secrets. So already this trip was more than worth it. Eventually we were herded down along this...
Funny you say that. Ich habe actually alle Secrets, die es jemals von Five Nights at Freddy gab, genau in diesem Buch dabei. Ist immer in meiner Hosentasche, weißt du?
Mysterious hallway until we saw it. The MR.BEAST cube. After everyone was filed inside, we were told the last person to leave the cube would be deemed the winner. And also win $1 million for their subscribers. This is for $1 million? The challenge began. Immediately, people started jumping in the giant pile of real money that was inside, throwing handfuls of bills in the air, laughing, mingling. To pass the time, James and I drew our cartoon characters out of dollar bills on the floor. The staff came in and ended up giving everyone their own personal vlog camera to document their POV of the challenge. And I think I genuinely was the only person who didn't record a single second of footage on that thing. I just thought, I'm not gonna use this footage because I'm not gonna make a video out of it, and they're gonna have plenty of other people's footage to use. In hindsight, maybe it would have been a good idea to record something, just in case. I don't know, maybe the MR.BEAST team would end up actually wanting to use some of my footage. Who's to say? After maybe an hour or two, Jimmy came out for the first bonus challenge. A single free throw. Miss and you're eliminated, but make it, and not only do you get to come back into the cube, you also win a Cybertruck for one of your subscribers. They had 50 people's subscribers just in a room waiting for something to happen. I'll be honest, when Jimmy explained the extra credit challenge, I was like, hell no, I'm not going up to miss a free throw and leave immediately after nothing's happened.
Nicht der Tesla-Truck halt echt, Alter. Den will ich gar nicht haben.
Yet. If my subscriber back there knew what was going on, they 100% would have understood they weren't getting called up for nothing. If I remember correctly, maybe 2 people ended up making their baskets and 3 people were eliminated. I could be wrong. I don't remember because I didn't vlog it. While chatting with friends, Ludwig walked up and asked if I wanted to do a dice bet. With nothing else to do, I agreed. And to no one's surprise, I lost. And an
War das gerade eine 9?
evil expression washed over Ludwig's face. Alright, since you lost, I want you to walk up to Kai Sanat and introduce yourself with, "Hi Kai, I'm Jaiden. So which of my videos have you seen?" Maybe I should have just missed a free throw. Hey Kai, there's someone I want you to meet. Hey man, I'm Jaiden. Nice to meet you. So, which of my videos have you seen? Excuse me? Holy shit, I'm gonna kill myself. Oh.
Junge, Alter. Ludwig, so ein Arschloch.
So, which of my videos have you seen? Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't seen any, I don't think. Ha! That's okay. Nice meeting you, bye! Kai was super chill and nice about it, but oh my god, I wanted to rip my skin off. I'm stuck in this cube with him until further notice, and it's all Ludwig's fault with his stupid dice. I hate it in here, let me out! Oh, hi Jimmy. We were told to gather up in groups of 5, designating one as a team captain who will have immunity for the next...
Das ist der Punkt, bei dem ich wünsche, dass ich Englisch könnte. Oh, ja, ich versteh's.
Challenge. I was with James, Schlatt, Ludwig, and Charlie Moist Critical.
Junge, Charlie Moist war dabei? My man! Der, Ich glaube, der ist auch so groß wie ich, so 1,70 großer Held. Jesus!
Dice to choose the captain. This time I actually rolled highest, but reassigned it to Ludwig because I couldn't cope with the idea of possibly being responsible for a teammate's elimination. And then it was revealed captains would just have to assign their teammates a shape for the Squid Game Honeycomb Challenge. Okay, well, I definitely overthought that one. I had triangle, James got circle, Charlie was star, and Schlatt unfortunately got umbrella. The 10-minute timer began, and everyone started deploying various different strategies to get their cookie shape out. Charlie used a new technique called huck as much spit as you can into the tin to dissolve it all. It was really gross. He ended up filling the tin almost to the top with spit. By the end, 2 people with stars were eliminated, and not a single umbrella made it through. Bye, Schlatt. It was very funny seeing MR.BEAST lift the lid off Charlie's tin and immediately reel back in disgust, though. A total of 14 out of 50 people have now been eliminated, leaving 36 people. Honestly, that was good enough for me. Losing at any point going forward was already further than I was anticipating. We were fed our little thing of rations and left to wait again. It probably doesn't seem like long in MR.BEAST's video, but it was like 9 p.m. by the time we began the second real challenge. After being directed to choose a partner, James and I shook hands, ready to take on the next game as a team, and froze as it was revealed we had just chosen our own opponent.
Ohne Witz, ich schwöre bei Gott, ich hätte genau damit gerechnet. Ich hätte, wenn ich mit einem Kollegen da gewesen wäre, ich habe genug MR.BEAST-Videos gesehen, und wenn wir gerade diese Challenge aus Squid Game hatten, ich so, wir sollen einen Partner auswählen. Ich werde zu meinen Kollegen halt gesagt, Bruder, wir müssen jetzt safe gleich ineinander antreten. Ich schwöre bei Gott. Ich habe damit 100%ig gerechnet.
Another Squid Game tactic.
Ja, genau, ist halt auch einfach Squid Game. Deswegen, ich hätte halt, vor allem, Jimmy hat es, glaube ich, schon mal im Video benutzt. Deswegen, ich hätte 100% damit gerechnet.
I probably should have seen it coming. I just didn't expect the double up. The Beast staff revealed the next challenge as they rolled in a giant Jenga tower. Winner stays, loser walks. Unfortunately, the very first game of giant Jenga between KSI and AJ ended up taking literally 2 hours. Doing the math in our heads, we all kind of figured we probably didn't have the time to play Jenga for the next 30 hours. But just as AJ won, KSI hoisted him over his shoulders and ran out of the cube. No! Huge drama! Everyone was freaking out. AJ was stunned. No one knew what to do. Was that legal? Can you just carry people out of the cube? Jimmy had everyone take a vote, and pretty much everyone opted to bring AJ back in. Yes, out of the kindness of our hearts, but also out of fear of being manhandled. So since Giant Jenga was a bust, production ended up scrambling to try and find like 12 sets of normal Jenga at midnight in North Carolina. A feat that seems impossible, but I feel like Jimmy could just call up the president of Jenga and have it all delivered via helicopter within 30 minutes. It took a bit, but the slightly larger than normal, yet still reasonably sized Jenga towers were all set up. As our game was going on, James and I ended up making a pact that whoever was eliminated would relay to the outside world that the other was okay, because we didn't have our phones, by the way. Our friends only knew we were in the MR.BEAST cube and haven't responded for 14 hours. Our game of Jenga was pretty intense. Eventually it got to the point where as I was watching James pull out a final piece, I realized there wasn't any left for me to safely remove. I'm about to be eliminated. And a flash of bliss washed over me. Sure, I'll be gone, but that's okay. I'll be set free into the outside world.
I can finally go home, yeah!
Again. The cube is harsh, unforgiving. It's taken so many of my friends from me. The glass floor is hurting my butt. I'm ready to go now. And deeper into the trenches I went.
Junge, imagine, du denkst, oh Junge, ich will keine Millionen Dollar gewinnen. Oh, huhu, buhu. Wieso gewinne ich das bloß?
James being eliminated meant I was moving on to Cube Day 2. What a miracle. Watching the rest of the Jenga games was like watching an active war zone. People were focusing, cheering, sweating, praying. Towers were falling one after the other at the feet of now eliminated players. It was brutal. And also still taking way too damn long, man. Can I go to bed? The last game left to finish was between Quackity and a popular Brazilian creator, Enaldino. Apparently, when it was revealed the challenge was Jenga, Enaldino turned to Quackity and admitted he was a Jenga pro. Quackity had never played. Not the situation you want to be in. Quackity half-jokingly asked Enaldino if he wanted to play rock, paper, scissors instead, to which he replied, no. which, you know, fair. But 3 hours into this single game.
I mean, du gewinnst es nicht direkt für dich, sondern für deine Abonnenten, ja, aber das heißt ja, Jaden war es ja egal, Gelb ihre Abonnenten zu gewinnen. Erstmal haten auf YouTube oder so. Keine Ahnung. Aber trotzdem!
The two of them were neck and neck. Genuinely the most cracked round of Jenga possibly ever. Everyone in the cube was gathered around watching Quackity slowly pulling out the very last piece in this skeleton of a Jenga tower. Just as he was about to make it, Enaldino asked, "Rock, paper, scissors?" Quackity looked up at him.
Muito tarde.
It was over. Enaldino tried to hang in there, but in the end, he fell. 18 people were now eliminated. All right, it's 3 a.m. Let's go to bed. I genuinely thought they would let us go back to our hotel rooms for the night, but... Man, now this is just great. I won myself a ticket to a night in the MR.BEASTS cube, sleeping next to a bunch of people I barely know, and I was probably just gonna get eliminated first thing in the morning anyway. As I was getting ready for bed, Kai walked by. Hey, I gotta check out your videos sometime. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I lost a bet to Ludwig and he made me say that. Oh, shit. Okay, damn. Oh, well, that makes falling asleep a bit easier. Thank God he only thought I had a huge ego for 19...
Junge, Alter. Imagine. Ich muss halt sagen, ne, ich weiß, es gibt eine Menge Allegations so, aber ich weiß auch nicht, solche Challenges, die klingen halt mega lustig, eigentlich dabei zu sein. Es klingt mega lustig, dabei zu sein.
Hours straight, crisis averted. In the morning, production had to prep for filming again, which meant they turned on every single light in the building, flash banging all of us. They were turned off, and then these loud-ass brrrr sounds from construction started blasting. They turned the lights on again a few minutes later, but this time in a crazy strobe light effect for some reason. After breakfast rations, Jimmy returned, pointed to the entrance hallway, and in walks I Show Speed. With too much energy for a group of people that just had the weirdest sleep of their lives. All right.
Okay, ich muss zugeben, da habe ich überhaupt keinen Bock, weil ich finde die Typen sehr, sehr anstrengend.
Right, you guys have the chance to vote Speed into the cube to join you in challenges. The kind thing to do was to let him in, but we all just survived trenches no one could even understand. We were trauma bonded together. And also, it wouldn't be fair. The majority of us moved to the voting side of no. Admittedly, me too. Mainly because I was a bit scared of him. Speed looked at Kai. At least shake my hand, man. You're gonna pull me out. As the two of them argued about a friendly handshake, Ludwig stepped up. I'll shake your hand, Speed. His hand now extended to Ludwig. The moment their hands touched, Speed started yanking Ludwig towards the outside world. We all started screaming and panicking.
Das war gerade eine JoJo-Reference, ja.
We couldn't lose one of our cute brothers like this. Ludwig was holding onto the support beam for dear life. Some of the guys managed to pull him back in, and as Speed walked out, unable to take any souls with him, he exclaimed, "This ain't the last time you're gonna see me," and I remember all y'all's faces. Alright, let's get started. Challenge 3 was steal or no steal. Basically a mod.
Ich habe, glaube ich, nie ein Video von Speed geschaut, sondern nur Clips von ihm gesehen. Das, was ich gesehen habe, wirkte wie die Personifikation von ADS. Ich glaube, das beschreibt es eigentlich ganz gut. Ich muss sagen, ich meine, ich kenne die Person jetzt nicht wirklich, ich weiß nicht, was der alles macht, aber ist halt nicht mein Style. Ich meine, klar, ich bin auch relativ laut und so weiter und so fort, aber ich versuche irgendwo eine Pointe zu haben, sage ich es einfach mal. Und das war sogar für mich ein bisschen zu übertrieben. Ich kann natürlich verstehen, wenn Leute das mögen, aber mir hat es einfach nicht gefallen, mein Gott, ne?
Modified version of deal or no deal. Some cases have the word safe in them, others say eliminated. One person looks inside a selected case, and the other decides whether they want to steal it or no steal it. And also Howie Mandel was there. Hi Howie, big fan. People started getting eliminated one by...
Ich habe keinen Plan, wer das ist. Aber wahrscheinlich ist es der Typ, der von Deal or No Deal, ich weiß es auch nicht, aber... Das war ein bisschen lustig.
One, others securing safety. Eventually, Ludwig was up at the podium asking if anyone wanted to volunteer to go up. At this point, the ratio of safe cases was very high, 60% in favor of safe. Figuring the odds would just get messier from there, I volunteered. Ludwig looked inside his chosen case, looked up, and told me it was safe. I knew mathematically I should steal the case, but I've been burned by math before. As I started hesitantly saying I was gonna steal, MR.BEAST suddenly burst out saying Ludwig's heart rate was spiking. By the way, he was wearing a heart rate monitor, which made me scared it was actually an elimination case, and he was excited at the idea of avoiding going home. So last minute, I decided to let him keep the case. It was the safest play. If it said eliminated, then good, I dodged a bullet. If it was safe, then at least I'm not actually eliminated yet. I just have to play again. Shit. It was now my turn to bring someone up. Even though I didn't want to pick a friend out of fear of getting them eliminated, more than that, I didn't want to be up there with someone I didn't know. I picked Quackity. He came up to the podium. I grabbed case number 2. It says safe. My plan was to tell the truth, but in the most unconfident and nervous way possible. I was deploying every bit of body language knowledge I could think of, making myself look as guilty as possible as he asked me various questions. We went back and forth for a bit until your eyes looked down as you said the case was safe, which indicates guilt. So I think you're lying. I'm not gonna steal it. Without a word, I shifted the case onto its back, unlatched it. Safe. It was worth sleeping in the cube! Oh my god, the relief, you have no idea. After everything finished, a bunch of people walked out, and unfortunately...
War das gerade eigentlich der SpongeBob-Tanz, wo er halt es mit der Zunge macht, wo das halt wo die halt auf Siegbert Schnösel treffen und ist das deine Band, wo er das von schon machte? Ich sag halt aus wie der Tanz.
Quackity ended up being one of them. 10 people left. I know it's a dog-eat-dog world inside the cube, but when you're left to sit with your fellow contestants for hours on end between challenges, waiting for Jimmy Beast to send you all through another round of cube stress, you really start bonding with the survivors. It was pretty sad watching them go. Hours passed until the Jimmy death bell struck again, and we were told to partner up once more. Alex and I had really gotten to chat and hang out together as the only girls left at this point, so we paired up. Everyone was blindfolded and told to sit tight until they were ready, which is ominous. The two of us were strategizing and figuring out each other's strengths and weaknesses for whatever was coming our way, only to be unblindfolded and see the entire cube transformed into a kitchen. It was a cooking battle. We're actually fucked. What? Alex started panicking, saying she can't cook for her life. We were freaking out. Then MR.BEAST...
Die würde ich safe gewinnen, die Cooking Challenge. Holy shit, die würde ich safe gewinnen. Also zumindest gegen irgendwelche Billos.
Beast brought out the judges. Professional competitive eater Joey Chestnut, Miranda Cosgrove. Hi, big fan.
Miranda Cosgrove? What the fuck? Ist das nicht die Schauspielerin von iCarly? What the fuck?
And Speed. Bottom 2 teams are eliminated. Time starts now. We ended up committing to mac and cheese with a slice of chocolate cake under the fancier title of American Comfort Food. AKA the only 2 women left in the challenge can't cook and they're trying their fucking best. The judges walked around to check in on everyone and eventually Speed was at our station. So when you all were voting to let me in, which side were you on? Well, originally we were on the side of no because we were a bit intimidated. But
Nebenbei, Lola Ehren, was geht? Willkommen zu Stream. Ich wusste gar nicht, dass sie mit als Judge dabei war. Keine Ahnung, what the fuck?
We ended up switching to a yes at the last minute. Right, Jaiden? Yeah, I switched. Alright, cool. Cause you know I don't forget, right? Yep. Later on, during the challenge, Mac and Nolan from the Beast team came up to ask what we were making.
Oh, ach so. Ich verstehe. Da muss er mal ganz kurz warten. Ich habe noch 10 Minuten, bis das Video durch ist. Dann bringe ich dem was zu essen. Ich wusste nicht, dass mein Bruder und seine Freundin im Stream. Vor allem, Josh, wenn du was haben willst, sag doch Bescheid. Video ist gleich vorbei.
At the time, I was grating up Feastables to sprinkle onto our cake for decoration, and I thought, oh, it would be funny to have them ask what we're making.
Damit ihr mal Bescheid wisst, mein Bruder hat leider seine Achillessehne gerissen, also kann der mal nicht laufen. Also musste ich auch heute um 8 Uhr morgens zum Arzt fahren, dann mit ihm. Und dann wurde gesagt, ja, hier, hol das für ihn ab. Dann war ich bei der Apotheke, dann haben die gesagt, haben wir nicht. Dann musste zur anderen Apotheke gehen, haben sie gesagt, haben sie nicht. Dann musste ich zurück zum Arzt gehen, damit er was anderes gibt. Dann bin ich wieder dahin gegangen, haben sie gesagt, ja, haben wir doch nicht. Dann bin ich wieder zurückgegangen, haben wir wieder das umgeschrieben. Und dann konnte ich den Scheiß holen. Ich musste 2 Stunden, genau, ich könnte kotzen.
and it's just their own brand of chocolate. So I was like, close your eyes and open your mouth, and gave Mac a piece of chocolate, and immediately without chewing, he was like, is this Feastables? And I was like, yeah. And he kind of stood there for a second with his mouth still open, and Nolan was like, oh, he's allergic. And they both had to leave.
What? Oh, shit. Okay, whoa, okay.
Oh my god, guys, I felt so bad. I apologized so much when he came back. Max said it was fine and is a good sport about it, but I still have so much guilt about being such an idiot. Ludwig and Amixem presented first with their fried chicken and asparagus dish. The judges all really enjoyed it, giving them a total of 26 points, which is really unfortunate because I definitely thought Speed was gonna hold a bigger grudge against Ludwig and tank their score. We were up next, and thankfully they really liked our food too. Joey was the first to score us and ended up giving us a 10 out of 10. And in the moment, as a joke, I wanted to turn around and flip off Ludwig as a friendly fake gloat, but I accidentally turned around and flipped off Amixem, and I felt so bad again. He was
Junge, was hat die eigentlich die ganze Challenge lang gemacht, Alter?
not the intended target, and now I was just being rude, and this challenge was going horribly. Not because of the cooking part, I've just been non-stop fumbling socially. We also got a total of 26, putting us at a tie with the French boys. But now, Logan Paul and Nick DiGiovanni were presenting, and I haven't mentioned it
Nick DiGiovanni? Warte, stopp, der macht Kochvideos, den gucke ich. What the fuck? What the fuck? Nee, der hat verloren.
yet, but Nick is actually a goddamn chef. They even gave us all his own cookbooks as a helpful tip for the challenge, which is just a knife twist in my opinion.
Finde ich nicht mehr sehr gut, wenn die irgendwelche Köche zeigen, dann also wenn es Köche-YouTuber sind, die kenne ich meistens.
So yeah, they knocked it out of the park, got a 29. The judges were licking their plates. After them was Kai and AJ, who had a great presentation, but their food, not so much. They got a 16. After eating, Speed got up and started smashing the plates on the ground, and Logan Paul saw this and got really excited because he wanted to smash plates too. Without thinking, he ran out to join Speed, and we all shouted at him in panic. Confused at the sudden change in the air, Logan looked back at us before realizing he left the cube. To this day, none of us are truly sure if he did it for like the content or it was a genuine accident. In his defense, the set was so cosmetically different that it really did feel like we weren't in the cube anymore. Either way, he content creatored too close to the sun, and even though he had a guaranteed spot in the finals, he was eliminated. The last team of Rubius and Spriter went up with their Spanish tortilla, but turns out Spriter is
Irgendwie auch, Cengiz. Ich wollte es nicht sagen, aber das tut mir halt wirklich null leid.
a huge fan of Speed, so he made a special Thai dessert just for him that the other judges weren't allowed to eat, which is honestly hilarious. We all held our breath as the judges flipped through their scores. 22. Alex and I made it to the finals. I never in my life thought I was gonna be getting this far, and suddenly
Junge, der ganze Kirby-Soundtrack, ich feiere den so hart.
realized I need to actually think about what I would do if I won. I went into this thing not even knowing if there was a prize at all, and was now facing the reality that I could win the whole thing. Hours passed as the five of us sat together in the cube until MR.BEAST emerged for the final time. Someone was about to win $1 million for their subscribers, and it all came down to this last challenge. Honestly, among the group, there wasn't a single person I thought didn't deserve to win. Everyone left were good people who all wanted to do something really positive with the money. It was great getting to know them all over the course of 2 cube days, and I was really proud to be standing next to them in the finals. 5 briefcases were piled in the center, one for each finalist. We were to each take one, peek inside our chosen case, and within the next 10 minutes, discuss who to vote out. If you're voted out and your briefcase is empty, you're eliminated. But if you're voted out and your case has the $1 million inside, you win instantly. It was basically like reverse Among Us. The first round started, we all grabbed a case, peeked inside. Holy shit, I grabbed the $1 million case round one. I started shaking. I didn't know what strategy to use. I didn't know how to make myself look like I should be voted out. And during the discussion time, it definitely showed because I was really quiet and nervous the whole time. The 10-minute discussion wrapped up. We all unanimously wrote our votes down, and it fell into a tie between voting out Ludwig and somehow me. It could end right here. We had a few minutes to discuss again and recast votes, but Alex and Nick were able to figure out I voted for myself, so Ludwig was eliminated. The cases were reshuffled, we each grabbed one. I pulled it again. In that moment...
Junge, was? Ich dachte, Jaiden hat einfach so viel Pech, dass sie gegen sich selber wetten muss, damit sie was gewinnt. Ich kenne den Clip, okay? Ich kenne den Clip gegen Jacob, wo sie halt gegen sich selber wettet, weil sie sagt, ich wette, ich verliere jetzt. Dann verliert sie und dadurch hat sie gewonnen. Also das kannst du mir nicht erzählen.
I froze. Since I was in the hot seat last round, I was probably gonna fly pretty under the radar this time. Someone else is gonna be voted out, and I statistically will not see this case ever again. If I'm not voted out here, I basically lose. The second round began, and it was pretty much a blur from there. I was trying to talk more because being quiet last round got me found out, but was still flying too under the radar. Amidst trying to keep up with the conversation, strategize, and hold myself together, I couldn't find my win con. But with a few minutes left, Amixem said something that I think shifted the entire game. What are the odds Jaiden pulled the million case twice? There it was. Gambler's fallacy, save me. Save me, gambler's fallacy. I couldn't mess this up. I don't know what to say to that one. Everyone's attention was now on me, and I could tell they were all thinking about what was just thrown into the ring. We all looked down at our papers. I wrote my name as quietly as possible, worrying the sound of the letters were gonna out me. Jimmy read them all out. Jaiden. Alex. Jaiden. Jaiden. They voted me out. I slowly walked to the middle of the podium with my briefcase. In that moment, I was the only one who knew what had just happened. Everyone leaned in as I unlatched the case and revealed the million. I won. Confetti cannons blasted. Everyone immediately started congratulating me. All the eliminated contestants left in the green room ran out screaming and jumping around me in celebration. I started to tear up for some stupid emotional reason. So yeah, I won $1 million to give away to my subscribers. That is a Looney Tunes amount of money. First of all, top 5 all agreed that whoever won the million would give the other 4 $100K each to do something for their subscribers too. So a total of $400K will be going to Ludwig, Alex Botez, Amixem, and Nick DiGiovanni. With the remaining $600K, I decided to put it towards paying for as many people's art degrees as possible. It's really scary going into the art field right now between the animation industry hitting their rough patches, AI threatening to take artists' jobs.
Ich hasse nebenbei immer noch AI. Ist euch mal klar, dass mir vorgeschlagen wurde, ich soll einfach für meine Videos, wo ich halt Digimon mögliche neue Digitationen gebe, einfach AI-Bilder machen und ich so, das werde ich niemals in meinem Leben tun. Pass auf, ich finde AI an sich ganz lustig, also im Sinne von, mein Kollege zum Beispiel, der hat auch so ChatGPT und da kann man so auch Spaß und ein paar lustige Bilder generieren lassen und wir setzen uns dann zusammen und denken uns so, Junge, sag mal irgendwas Dummes, schreibt das mal da rein, dann zeichnet irgendwas Dummes und dann eskalieren wir das mal weiter. Das ist lustig, okay? Das ist einfach nur lustig, weil du einfach irgendeine Kacke anguckst. Weil wir verdienen damit kein Geld, okay? Und wenn ich aber jetzt sagen würde, ich mache ein Video zu irgendwas, okay? Und ich soll AI nutzen oder weiß ich sofort. Nein. Also ich werde niemals in meinem Leben AI für etwas nutzen, womit ich ja auch Geld verdiene. Ich würde immer nur Leute dafür bezahlen, zu 100%. Ich meine, ich mache keine Custom Art, weil ich kann mir die nicht leisten, weil die Leute verdienen ja auch, wirklich bezahlt zu werden. Also ich gebe den Leuten nicht 5 Euro für eine scheiß Zeichnung, bin ich bescheuert. Die verdienen es ja auch wirklich, bezahlt zu werden, aber ich kann es mir leider nicht leisten. Aber trotzdem setze ich mich dahin und sage, ja, also ich kann zwar niemandem bezahlen, trotzdem nutze ich keine AI, weil ich finde das wirklich furchtbar. Die werden damit gefüttert, dass halt Leute ihre Zeichnung im Internet stellen. Das heißt, die klauen erstmal schon direkt. Und daraus soll ich meinen Vorteil ziehen? Auf gar keinen Fall, ich hasse AI. Ich finde auch AI-Thumbnails furchtbar. Also wenn du das machst, absolut beschissen. Ist euch klar? Ich habe damals, als Akira Toriyama gestorben ist, Rest in Peace, ein trauriger Tag in meinem Leben, habe ich sehr, sehr viele Posts gesehen von Leuten, die halt irgendwie gesagt haben, ja, Akira Toriyama, ne, wir werden dich vermissen und so weiter und so fort. Ist euch klar, wie viele von diesen Leuten fucking AI-Bilder gepostet haben, wo man erkennt sofort, wenn es AI ist, so auch wo so ein erwachsener Son Goku und einen kleinen Son Goku hält, das war nicht Son Goten, und ich gucke mir das an, nicht so, Junge, alles, was ihr gerade gesagt habt, wird zunichte gemacht, indem ihr ein fucking AI-Bild von Son Goku, Dragon Ball oder sonst was postet, was einfach die gesamte Arbeit von dem Mann diskreditiert. Und ich denke mir so, Also, ist schon echt arschdumm. Also, ist schon wirklich arschdumm, in dem Zusammenhang ein AI-Bild davon zu posten, weil der Mann war ein Mangaka, der hat sein gesamtes Leben mit Zeichnungen, mit Geschichten schreiben und so weiter verbracht und ihr postet so einen Müll. Also, das ist schon wirklich arschstupid, oder? Ich höre das auch oft, ich finde das so zum Kotzen absolut. Ich habe mir mal so aus Fun eine Digimon-Geschichte von ChatGPT schreiben lassen. Das ist ja auch okay, wie sie aus Spaß irgendwas machen zu lassen, ist ja auch lustig. Es gibt ja auch genug so ChatGPT-Videos. Das finde ich nicht schlimm, wo sagen, ey, ich mache jetzt irgendwas in ChatGPT und daraus mache ich dann Videos. Das ist okay, darum geht es nicht. Aber ich würde niemals in meinem Leben halt mir Zeichnungen malen lassen, um daraus dann irgendwie sagen, ja, es ist das neue Digimon und so weiter, stelle ich euch jetzt vor. Ich gebe jetzt zum Beispiel auch in der Pokémon-Szene so, keine Ahnung, ChatGPT macht ein Pokémon-Bild, also von einem Pokémon, was ich sage, und dann musst du sagen, welches Pokémon das ist. Das ist ja auch in Ordnung. Das ist ja auch vollkommen fein, darum geht es nicht. Es geht darum, das als Thumbnail zu nutzen oder ähnliches. Wenn du dieses Ding am Allgemeinen nutzt, um daraus ein lustiges Video zu machen, okay. Aber das zu nutzen, um irgendwas vorzustellen, hier ist eine neue Entwicklung, hier ist ein neues Digimon, hier ist das Thumbnail, das finde ich einfach scheiße. Wenn du es als Tool nutzt, was ja eigentlich sein sollte, um etwas, um eine lustige Idee umzusetzen, dann ist das in Ordnung. Aber nicht, dass du halt sagst, dass du damit anderen Leuten quasi den Job klauen würdest. Weil du würdest ja für gewöhnlich, also ich würde mal behaupten, dass du eigentlich jemanden bezahlen würdest, ein Pokémon-ähnliches Pokémon-Wesen zu zeichnen. Also, das macht nicht so viel Sinn. Aber Custom Art oder ähnliches ist super wichtig. Thumbnail Art ist auch super wichtig. Und dafür würde ich niemals ChatGPT nutzen oder sonst was, weil ich das absolut furchtbar finde. Ich würde AI manchmal aus meinen eigenen Bildern, weil ich will. Ja, genau, oder sowas. Es ist halt auch. Es ist lustig. So aus Fun ist das fein. AI nur für nicht kommerzielle Zwecke und persönlicher Meinung auch sein. Ja, genau, richtig. Das klingt so taktlos, das mit Toriyama. Ich fand das absolut furchtbar. Damit spuckt man den Künstler damit ins Gesicht. Jegliche weitere Worte werden dadurch. Oder, ich finde auch, ich habe das gesehen, nicht so alles, was du gerade geschrieben hast, ist absolut beschissen, weil du dieses Bild gepostet hast.
The overall career path is extremely intimidating and difficult to break into. I'd really like to encourage and make it easier for some of the up-and-coming artists by being able to send them through art school stress-free. I have no idea how to set it all up, but I'm currently working with as many qualified people as I have available to me to make it happen.
Ich glaube, das trifft ganz gut, Dusels. Damit Content zu machen ist kacke, aber daraus Content zu machen, das ist eigentlich ganz lustig.
As my and MR.BEASTS team figures it out, I'll keep you all updated through my Twitter. We'll get it sorted. I entered the MR.BEAST cube ready to just talk to my friends and screw up in the first challenge, but instead I was isolated from the world for 48 hours, watched my peers fall one by one in front of me, and left with $1 million for my subscribers. Thank you, Carl, for inviting me. Thank you to all my friends who made the cube so much more enjoyable. Thank you, MR.BEAST, for creating this incredible opportunity I can now use to support artists. Despite being put through cube trenches, I had a really great time. And of course, huge thanks to the Beast crew for making it all happen. It was something I'll never forget or experience ever again. Hopefully. If you're an artist currently enrolled
aber ich glaube, ich habe eigentlich schon
in
alles gesagt, was ich sagen wollen würde. Also war wie immer super geil. Ich finde es auch cool, dass ihr das Geld dafür nutzt, um halt den Leuten halt zu helfen, ihren Traum zu folgen. Also einfach stark.